Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, all.
Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here, and welcome to the Brocast.
Welcome to the Brocast.
Welcome to the Sunday Brocast, and welcome back to the Sunday Brocast.
Go away, kid, you're bothering me.
Got a ship.
And it is once again that time for the Brocast. The Brocast, and I'm sick. Welcome back to the Brocast. Welcome to the Brocast. Hard landing.
Oh, you bumped off.
We're in a hole.
I think we just f***ed up Josh.
No, we should.
To each
Oh
other
my
as well.
god, you can't be serious.
Oh, not again. Get out of there, man.
Creator needs souls. Feed the creator.
Creator needs souls.
Feed the creator. And welcome back to the Brocast.
That was like, I want to talk, let me talk. So, that was like, alright.
Welcome to the Brocast, Commander Josh Hawkins here. Hey, I'm sitting in. Welcome back.
That was a question at an opportune time there, didn't it?
Welcome to the Brocast.
Wish we could have found something, but
The search will continue.
I am on Shibuya ship. Oh! And just like the last live stream, it ends with my vehicle being destroyed.
Shoot it. Shoot the bloody hawk.
Murica.
Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here. Welcome to the Brocast. It's Sunday, it's 3 p.m. It is that time once again, and I am, of course, joined by our co-host, Commander Turgeon Starstone. Commander Shibuka, who is on his phone right now, which is why he sounds a little bit off, so let's not punish him too much for that. And we have a substitute Commander Greatest for the moment. There he is. Oh my god, guys. Oh crap. You know what? I just realized something. We're going to do this introduction once again because I had you guys muted. We have Commander Turgeon Starstone.
How professional are you? Oh,
Come on, let's do this again.
dear, oh dear.
Commander Turgeon Starstone.
Oh dear, yes, hello. I'm not going to play that song. Your loss.
Oh, we have Commander Shibuka on his phone.
we all know how Josh fits when he's sleepy. So.
You can't hear him.
They don't have any idea. And Commander Greatest substitute.
Okay,
There it is, folks.
I wish I had a sort of sad applause or golf
Well,
type applause.
I'm gonna tell you guys. Look, I'm running. This is what I'm fueled on right now. Okay, we got two.
Now they're saying volume, volume.
Volume. The volume is as high as it can go. I can't get. Is it my volume? Their volume? I don't know whose volume here. I'll turn my volume down. I'll turn their volume up.
We're
Guys,
low apparently.
well, you're cranked up as loud as you can go. So speak louder. God damn it. Here, I'll make you a little louder. I told you Shibuka is on his cell phone, so let's not get too. Here, I put him up to 200%. There we go. Let me know if that's any better.
Right.
So anyhow, yeah, I'm running on 2 extra large Tim Hortons good old Canadian coffee. Yeah! And for 3.5 hours of sleep. So holy crap, Frontier Expo. I wish it's almost like I was there. It's almost like I was there.
No, apparently you're too loud.
Apparently I'm too loud here. Yeah,
You're hopeless, man.
I'll just hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? How
Josh,
about
you
now?
hire like a professional mixer for the broadcast.
I have a professional. I mixed my coffee professionally, and the sound quality is now.
That's right.
Wait, you
should be good.
Cookie, of course, is quite right. He says, just make yourself quiet and we can turn up the volume ourselves.
Well, I did.
There
I
you go.
put myself to
There you go,
minus
you see.
12.5 decibels. Let me know if that volume is okay. Anyhow, you know what? We have a lot
Sound
to
check,
talk
sound
about.
check,
Sound check.
check,
Josh
check,
is always
check.
too
How-
loud.
how-
But what can
how
I
we
say?
doing?
Chickadee check.
Check it.
Check it.
Don't
Check,
make me say that
check,
again, Shibuka.
Chinese. Go on, Chinese
Check,
chicken.
check with a tiny.
Have a
chicken.
drumstick and your brain starts.
Oh, my brain is ticking. It's ticking with all kinds of incredible Elite Dangerous announcements from Frontier Expo in the past couple of days. Like, holy crap, guys, there's so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know where to begin.
Well, we should probably
Don't begin, Josh.
Let-
Let
okay,
Shabuka
let's
begin.
let's start from the beginning. Before we get to the Elite Dangerous stuff, we've got 2 hours to talk about this. By the way, 2 hours to talk about this. There's lots we're going to discuss. There's lots of stuff I want to see in the chat. You guys getting involved in this discussion, and I have a surprise announcement at the end that I think you guys are all going to be very excited for next week's Brocast. So I'll tell you all about that a little bit later on in the show. For now, where can we start? Let's talk about, very quickly, Planet Coaster and Jurassic World Evolution. These were also announced at Frontier Expo. There was a lot of stuff that they discussed with them. I'm not going to say I can't say that I would particularly be thrilled about that, but we might have some people who play Elite Dangerous that are also Planet Coaster fans. And
Let me just say something real quick.
Yeah.
I have never heard a crowd applause as much about picnic tables as I did yesterday.
Yeah, but and even that was kind of like a forced applause. It was like, all right, guys, picnic tables.
Right.
Yeah, come on, you can do it. Come on.
Oh, picnic tables. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, pick a nigga tables, Boo Boo Bear.
Tables.
We're gonna get some pick a nigga tables.
Ranger Smith.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, hey, listen, that's a big feature, man. Picnic tables, because your virtual, Planet Coaster people want to sometimes have a picnic. I don't think that was really the big reveal for Planet Coaster. I think it was more the fact that they had the scenario editor is what they were kind of like boasting.
That looked cool.
Yeah, so like, and I don't really know how Planet Coaster works because I have yet to install it or play the darn game. I'm sure I would get lost in it for hours, though. I mean, it looks really cool.
20 hours into it.
Dangerous.
You know,
dangerous,
when we were at PAX and we were watching all these people play it, I hopped over to the Planet Coaster side of our booth there, and I looked at the game, and it looks beautiful. It's absolutely amazing, and it's made in the Cobra engine, which is Elite Dangerous's engine, which really gives me hope that,
Trees, water.
maybe we'll see some of those type of graphics.
Hey, Platus in chat there.
Speaking of, no, hold on. I that has to segue into this. We can come back to Planet Coaster, but you talking about that? Isn't Jurassic World Evolution in the Cobra engine?
Well, I would imagine all their IPs are in the Cobra engine, right?
Was just the level of detail they have in a park builder in Jurassic World Evolution is incredible.
Yeah. And, I mean, obviously... Oh, hey, look! Looks like Krait has just popped in. I'm sure he's going to make his way down to the green room here any second. So we'll have a greatest joining us once again, which is really nice.
I've just dumped a hashtag in chat there for Plater's sake.
Oh, I have a picture of Plater that I want to share, as a matter of fact. Because I watched the Plater test.
He looks like Plater.
I watched the Plater test live stream that they did from the green room bar after the show there, and the whole time I was watching it, I kept thinking, who does Plater remind me of? He reminds me of someone.
Oh dear!
And
here we go.
Yep. Hold on. I'm gonna bring it up because I gotta show you guys this, and this got me like doing this for hours afterwards.
Josh, I think you better look at chat, Josh.
I gotta look at. Oh, hello. There's a beautiful woman in the chat giving kisses. Why, thank you, darling. Aren't you supposed to be working right now, not watching my show? No, she's got like little kids that are working at her restaurant. They're probably watching the show. Oh Jesus, damn hawk! Just
heard that over your mic.
Oh,
yep, so did I.
Can we get Andrew on there, Turgeon, please?
Yeah, I don't have one that says "shut up." It's too bloody loud. But you can have this.
Hey Hawk, subscribe this.
I got to look at the live stream and see who the heck that was that just subbed. But whoever that was, thanks for the sub. Welcome to the Hawk Flock, and
thanks for the heart attack.
Yeah, thanks for the heart
Yeah.
attack. Well, I'm just a
So,
little bit jumpy because
yes.
of the caffeine. But here, let me get this picture of Plater
Yes,
up here.
back to Plater. Plater,
Yeah.
who says, "I'm broken today."
Wait
after
a
the,
second, Plater.
Hashtag blame Ascorbius drinking session last night.
Okay, so here it is. I'm bringing it up right now. Oh God, that's the wrong one. No overlay. Why is that showing up?
Oh, Nitro says Plater's voice sounds like Brian Cox. Interesting. You're saying that he's Tim Roth. He'll thump you for that.
Oh, hold on. Oh no! Why did you spoil it? Damn it!
Come on!
Oh, come on. Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the damn picture here that I got. Damn you! Who did he say that? If it's Tim Roth, he's.
No, but I will.
Okay, hold on a second. So, here.
There's a lot of broken people, they say.
I swear to God. Okay, there he is. Plater, you are younger Tim Roth.
Younger Tim Roth. That's better. Yes.
I can
say younger Tim
I mean,
Roth.
look, just take a look at the picture I just put up on the screen right here. I mean, tell me that does not look like Commander Plater, right? It's like Commander Plater with a few more wrinkles and some gray in his
20
beard.
years.
It's shocking, the comparison. Okay, well, hold on a second, because that's not where it ends, all right?
Not really. No, Tim Roth always had dreadfully hooded eyes.
Since Grey Test isn't in here, he's next. So after I did that, and I was like, oh my God, he looks like Tim Roth. I started thinking, oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna find out who the rest of the bros look like. And it gets really good from here. Okay, so
yeah, okay.
So I'm working with limited material here, guys, and I will tell you that I took advantage of a website. I'll give you the website. I'm going to put it in the chat if you want to go and check it out. It's pretty damn funny. You can go and upload here. I'm putting it in the chat right now. There it is. It's called betafaceapi.com. And what I did is I took turns. It is already up there. I did Grey Test, and Grey Test apparently is Drew Carey.
Oh my God,
look
funny.
at the resemblance. Look at that Grey Test. There you are. You're Drew Carey, 20 years younger.
In a few years, again.
In a few years. Now, let's go on. Let's go on. I also have Turgeon. Now, Turgeon, you were interesting because the picture I worked with was a little bit low quality. I pulled it off your YouTube. Now, or not your YouTube, your Facebook rather. Give me a second here because I got to look it up again. There were two people that you looked like, and the very first one is this one. This one right over here. It matched you with Ian Anderson.
Well, I'm kind of flattered.
Yeah, and I think you should be.
Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson.
Jethro Tull. It's the
I'd
lead
never
singer.
have considered that response myself.
But you can see it. You can see the resemblance right there. I put the pictures. You do kind of have this
kind of, yeah.
resemblance.
I'm playing a flute, standing on one leg.
And
yes,
then,
so that works.
But yes, you're a master flautist, are you?
Oh, absolutely.
You're elite with a flute.
Not at all.
Okay, and then the other one,
near me.
the other one, because the match percent, it gives you a match percentage. The other one, now I don't remember the name of the guy. I gotta look it up.
Oh no!
Hold on. I'm gonna pull it back up here. Select image. Where is it? Can I just get this one here? Yes, I can. Search celebrity.
So basically, you're saying this thing went through its database and said, beard.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Who
Hold
is
on.
that?
Hold
That
on.
is
How's a
wrong.
beard? Therefore.
Is it this one here?
Really
I think
very
it was this one
accurate,
here.
is it?
Yeah, here.
What do you
And
think
so
about
here, it's this one. Terrence McKenna is the guy's name, and he does look a lot like you. He does look a lot like
I
you.
don't see it.
He's and I just thought that you'll like
In
this guy. Though.
profile, possibly.
Terrence Kemp McKenna was an American Enthobotanist, mystic, psychonaut, lecturer, author, and advocate for the responsible use of naturally occurring psychedelic plants. So come on, how could you not like this guy?
Well, of course, yeah.
Jesus.
So there you go. There's Turgeon. Now Shibuka.
Oh no.
Let's see. I'll bring up Shibuka here. Shibuka, you. I don't know why it's not giving me the transition up, and it just pops up right away. Who's this guy? This is the guy. What was his name? Noah Weil? No. Oh God, I can't even remember what the hell it is. I think it's Noah Weil. Here you go.
I
Yeah.
look nothing like him. His jaw is much stronger than mine.
Yeah, but
he's best known for
that is
Dr.
a very
John Carter in ER.
young picture. Very young picture of him.
Well, okay, the funny
I have
thing
to
was
say.
though, Shibuka, because this was actually not the bigger percentage match for you. That one was actually this one right here, and I was uncanny. It was like a 99.999% match to this one right here, and I don't even know what this guy's name is. You'll have to just look at him on the live stream. 99.999% match.
You had to, didn't you?
Josh, you're a bastard.
Did you put yourself in, or did you just stick a
Oh
picture of
yeah,
Sacha
we put
Baron Cohen?
myself in too. I mean, hey, listen.
Did
I'm
you
not
just
gonna...
stick a picture of Sacha Baron
I
Cohen?
wasn't going to
come
leave
on.
myself out of the fun. So yeah, actually, apparently, I look like Michael Moore.
Yeah. Okay.
Wah, wah.
So don't feel bad, Shibuka. I mean, this is what I look like right over here.
It said
so.
this guy has specs. Therefore,
Yep, that's it. That's the
Right.
matches. Anyhow, I thought you guys would get a good chuckle out of that. That's basically what I was doing all morning while I was like trying to wake up.
generally.
Oh God, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Anyhow, let's talk about Frontier Expo. Okay. Seriously, guys, can we stay on
Yes.
topic? Seriously. Can we stay on topic?
Yeah,
here? Let me get rid of that
honestly,
Michael
God,
Moore
you
picture.
people
I don't think we
Going
need
off
that
topic
anymore.
all the time.
Okay, so Frontier, we saw Planet Coaster had a couple updates. Then they talked about Jurassic World Evolution. That was kind of cool. Jurassic World Evolution does look very interesting. The graphics look phenomenal. It's a park building type game. It's not exactly Planet Coaster. I mean, I don't think you have to go through all the intricacies of like designing every single attraction and building it by hand. This one here, I think, is going to be more of like unlocks and, getting access to new facilities and then expanding. I really like the fact that there's going to be multiple islands. That's kind of cool, each one with its own challenges. It's kind of interesting sort of game. I guess if anyone is interested in seeing me do streams on that, you guys can let me know. I might pick up the game and do a couple streams on it, just because it's Frontier and it looks cool and it's dinosaurs. Plater just messaged me and said if Gray can't make it, give me a shout. We can bring him in as well. I don't know what...
If he's around.
Hawk Flock. Alexander Jovic just joined the Hawk Flock. Thanks for the sub, Alexander. Welcome to the Hawk Flock and to the Brocast. And if you are watching the Brocast for the first time right now... Oh,
Cluckety sizzle, Mr. Hawk.
we will let...
Nom nom. Tastes like
We'll
chicken.
let Andrew go ahead and kill the hawk first.
Timing though.
If you guys are watching the Brocast for the very first time right now, just let you know this is a live show we do every Sunday now. I'm going to do some Elite Dangerous gameplay, possibly. I mean, we have so much to talk about. I have a lot of screenshots I want to go over, and we're going to dissect some video and stuff. So we might not actually get to gameplay until later on, but this is about discussion. I don't think people come here for me flying around in Elite Dangerous. It's not that exciting. So, yeah, Jurassic World Evolution, kind of cool looking.
Can be 40%.
Maybe we'll take a look at that sometime in the future when it releases, summer 2018. But if you are new to the Brocast, if you're just joining in right now, if this is your first time watching the show, first of all, congratulations for finding us. You win! What do you win? Nothing, really, except for our ridiculousness every Sunday from 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But this would be an excellent time for you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and make sure to turn on notifications just in case you forget that the Brocast is live every Sunday. The notifications will give you a little pop-up, and we do kind of stream a little Brocast elevator music for a couple minutes before the show starts. So you have some time to get over here and settle in with a Tim Hortons coffee or a whiskey or a beer or whatever the heck you happen to be drinking. So let's get to Elite Dangerous pictures, of which we have a lot. You know what? I am going to open up. You want to start with the ships? Let's start with the ships.
Yeah, I'll start with the ship.
Okay, let's start with the ships. Let me just get the ships on the screen. And add window capture. What? Why do I keep hearing like, oh, that's people coming online in Elite Dangerous? I'm like, what in the crap is going on? There's a lot of people coming online in Elite Dangerous.
Oh, it'll go. Yeah, that's the server mess. The server messes about. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you know what? This doesn't want to capture because it's stupid. Because apparently Windows Media doesn't work like that. Let's go ahead and do... how do we do this? How do we get these pictures up there? Cancel. We'll do monitor capture. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Do I want to delete that? Yes, I do. Add monitor capture. Window capture. No?
Measure of fail.
Display capture. There it is.
Measure of fail, Hawkins. Measure of fail.
It doesn't...
Just one.
It doesn't want to... I for some reason, it just won't pop up. If I...
That's what she... No.
Come on now. Don't. Oh, okay. It's on this window. Oh well, you know what? Here, we'll just it's like the Windows picture.
Yuko Erba says Hawk is ear killer today. I think that's every day.
Okay, we'll just have to put it on this screen. That's all. What can we do? Oh God, that is so messed up here.
Yeah, John Sugar says this is going down as well as the picnic tables.
Okay, here, this works. There we go. So we've got the crate. We've got the crate.
Chop, chop.
Yeah.
Yes,
Chop, chop. We've got the crate.
There we are.
Here we go.
Yes, now everybody.
Okay, there. Now we can see it. Sorry, it's weird the way that OBS doesn't like to pick up on some things. Like if you try to get it to, do like a display over whatever. Anyhow. It's working now. Okay, so here's the crate. Turgeon, you had some interesting comments about the crate. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what you're an Elite Dangerous player from the old days, right? So
yeah, most of the old ships in Elite, you look up the stats on them, and they have crews of like 10, 20. If you look at the Fer-de-Lance, I think it's got 12. You look at the Anaconda, it's got like 50. And people have been wanting the crate since day one. Oh, give us the crate, we want the crate. And now they finally got the crate. It looks like a crate, but ironically, if you look, it has 3 cockpits. It's got the main cockpit and 2 side cockpits. So it's designed for multi-crew, so you can have a crew of 3. And the original crate had a crew of 1. So I don't know what the purists are going to say here. They say, I wanted my crate, but 3 seats, 1, 3 seats, 1. So what are they going to do? But it is a crate. At the end of the day, you can't complain.
It is a crate, yeah, and it has that look. I mean, like the little. It
looks like the crate.
I do have a picture of it here. Let's see. Do I have a picture of the original crate?
Oh, you take a diamond, stick 2 spikes on the side. It's a crate.
That's kind of what it is. Now it has sort of like that similar vulture sort of cockpit placement, which is interesting. This is the bottom view of it. Do we have a top view of the crate? Let's see. Oop, no, not that. Don't want you guys to see what we're going to show after. God.
Well, Silent Tank says, do you think this ship is going to serve a purpose none of the current ships do? Well, the only thing that the crate ever did was it's really a pirate ship.
Yeah,
that's all it ever was. It's all it ever was. It was a pirate ship. I don't think you could fly it in the later games, but it was crappy. Because it's really just designed for a pirate ship. So, in true keeping with that, perhaps this is going to be the first pirate-dedicated ship. Well, because it should be.
Amazing.
So, what I was going to say...
Multi-crew pirate ship. It's got a fighter bay as well, just for good measure.
What I wanted to say about the cockpit placement on this, just like the Vulture, it's hard to see because we don't see the top. And honestly, from this angle, it kind of looks like the top doesn't actually have a glass canopy, which is weird, right?
At the top.
Huh?
There is a top shot somewhere, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah. But the top shot doesn't make it look like there's a glass canopy up there. It almost looks like the canopy is
There
like...
is.
There is?
There's a canopy up top. Yep.
Okay, because normally with this type of a placement, this is a fighter placement. You want to be able to look up and down. You don't really care about what's beside you because you're never going to have anything beside you. You're going to be turning really quick, you know, on the vertical. So up and down is really where you want to be able to see to keep track of your target, which... You know, and also with the ship design, it does look like it's going to have a good turning speed, like the Vulture does. So I imagine this is going to be a very agile ship. It's got the guns placed right in the front. There's not too much separation on them there. I didn't see the top view. Do you know how many guns were up on the top?
No, I don't know. I mean, traditionally, it used to be able to carry 4 missiles and have 1 gun mounting, but that was the old days, so who knows?
Okay. Some people are saying
it also used to have a jump range of up to 77 light years, but that was the old days as well.
The illegitimate love child between a Cobra and a Vulture, says Lizard King.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, there you go.
It's more like a Viper if you took it down those guys that you see on the Discovery Channel that chopped up cars.
Yeah, Jamie Vault says, looks like the visibility up left and up right will be terrible. Realistically, you're not going to need an up left and up right. You're just going to need a straightforward up and down because this ship is probably going to rotate real fast. It's going to roll real quick.
A great view of those guns firing, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure.
That's all that matters.
Brother Sabathia says if it has 4 medium hard points, it'll be brilliant. True Gangrel wants me to check Discord. Why? I can't check.
No, the pic's not upside down because you can see the consoles and the secondary.
Oh, here we
seats.
go. Here we go.
Yep.
I've got the top picture. I'm gonna just save
There
that.
you go. You found it. Good.
We'll save that in there, and there we go. There's the top picture. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Spooky.
Spooky's taken off?
No, he's just put a detailed picture in the bro bar.
Oh, okay. Well, here you go. Here's another detailed picture right here. This is the top view. So yeah, look at that. There is a cockpit. It's sort of hard to tell. I guess the cockpit sort of sticks out a little bit there because you can see on the top view. Oh, crap! There's another subscriber, Craig Chapman. Thanks for joining the Hawk Vlog. Welcome.
I'll shoot you later.
Yeah, we'll shoot you later. So you can see it's kind of got this like, oh, you guys see my little Stream Warrior thing pop up on the screen because I'm showing you my whole monitor here. Anyhow, you can see the cockpit sort of sticks out from the top view. You can see it's like poking out of that whatever armor casing it has. Thingamajiggy bobber.
Yeah, you just
That's
dumped a bit of
hard
make on
points
there.
up at the top at the rear.
Here, let me get that out of the way.
Like
top
that
rear.
folds
Oh
It
yeah, like
should-
here.
It should
and
have, yeah.
Here, I guess. Yeah, those do
Maybe
look like they could be hard. You know what? Those are pretty big hard points too. Let's see from the
Could be.
bottom. The bottom ones look like they could be medium. Imagine if those were too large and too small. I can't tell.
Well,
Does anyone know what those
It's going
multi-cannons
to have
are?
more than 2.
Are those
It's,
larger
you know-
or medium? I mean, sorry, small or medium multi-cannons that we're looking at there on the bottom model? I can't really tell.
Those look small, but they do come. That might just be the default. No, because the default comes with pulse lasers. Never mind.
Big
Balrog
engines
says,
on that ship. Yes.
Do we
Simon
have
Mills.
all the old elite ships now? Everything but the Boa, I think.
Panther Clipper.
Well, the Panther was it was in Elite 2.
Ah,
So in the original Elite, yeah, we've got more than was there, but we're missing the Boa.
All right,
But
let's-
yeah, the Panther from Elite 2 and the Lion, I think, was that in 2 or was that in Frontier First Encounters? But anyway, you don't want the Lion.
The
It
one
just
that went underwater.
Let's
oh, that's
take
the
a
Moray.
look.
Yeah, the Moray Starboat. Well spotted. Yeah, we don't have the Moray Starboat yet.
Let's take a look
True.
at the next picture.
And
we
the
got here.
Mamba. Yeah, Vince is quite right. We don't have the Mamba either.
A lot of snake ships. We don't need that many snake ships. We got enough.
Wolf Mark. Do you count the Wolf Mark 2? I mean, it was there, but it was like, it's only just there. The Wolf Mark 2.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Mamba and the Boa and the Starboat, definitely. Yeah, they're still there.
Let's get the next picture up here. There was another sub. Thanks for the sub. Here comes. Oh, okay. Here we go. So on the left,
And the Gecko. Oh dear me, we're forgetting them all. Yes, the Gecko as well. The Gecko was the ship that was small enough to go in the bay of larger ships as well. Actually, yeah.
too many ships. Maybe we'll
About
get
that
them
one.
all. I mean, they did say that we're going to get
Dear,
a
oh
lot
dear.
of new ships, so that's
Yeah,
very
and
exciting.
okay. Mark Wheeler says the transporter. He says the transporter. Yes, the transporter and the orbit shuttle.
All right,
You get
enough
that
of the
in
old
as well.
ships. Let's look at the new ships. We've got the Chieftain
Right.
here on the
Oh
left.
my god, yes.
And
Yes.
just for
so in love with
comparison,
this ship.
I had Turgeon pull
Yeah.
up the picture on the right.
It's the Pelican.
Is the
Yeah.
Pelican from Halo, and I thought it was kind of ironic because they're calling this one the Chieftain, and now from this angle, it doesn't look well. You could still see the similarity if you just chop the wings off.
Oh right, hold on. I'm gonna drag Plater in because he has details.
Okay, well, let me finish my train of thought before you
Hey!
drag Plater in.
No, too late. He's here. Hello,
Okay,
Plater.
hi Plater. Okay, I'm gonna finish my thought though before we go into details, whatever that happens to be. I'm excited though. I want to hear these details. If you look at this ship, it's very interesting because in Halo, it was Master Chief, and they have the Pelican, which looks just like this ship from many angles, save for the wings, and this one is called the Chieftain. Now, is there a
No.
reason for that? I mean, do you think that they were actually...
No, this is an English development team. I suspect it's called a Chieftain after the Chieftain tank of World War II because this thing will have a lot of armor.
But it doesn't really look like a tank at all. It looks like the Pelican.
No, but it's Chieftain. The only thing he calls it a Chieftain.
I know it's
Tank.
called the Chieftain, but my point
You know,
is that it looks like a Pelican.
Next thing you know, they'll come up with the Lake and Churchill will
What
be
the
next.
Chieftain-
You know.
What the Chieftain looks like is if the Type 6 in the keelback had a baby and that baby was on steroids.
Yeah, and someone stretched it on a rack, just for good measure.
Yeah, I mean, look. If you look at the front,
As
you
you
can
do.
see the two little engine nacelles on the left and right of the cockpit. That is
Yeah.
ripped almost straight from the keelback and the Lakon, and then the Type 6. But the cockpit, it's like they just made
But
it.
I'm
must-
liking the thrust vectoring
out.
wing thing. That's nice. I like that.
You know what? Before
Hello,
we go any further...
everyone.
Hey! I'm gonna pull up the...
It's a
the
full
overlay.
house.
Sunday, it's that time again. Welcome to the Brocast.
Welcome back!
Yeah.
Great test.
Everybody's in the house.
There, I just
Peter.
I pulled up the overlay so we
Peter.
can see the chat here at least, and I'm gonna see if I can't find a way to get. Oh, hey, look at that! You guys can
Well,
see this. Weird...
Plater's got his intel. So what's the intel you have on the hard points and the landing pads there, Plater?
Well, so
First off, I'll just
also-
before you get started, I'll say, are you recovered yet from Blame Scorpius?
No,
Night.
I'm rough. As you can probably tell by my voice, I'm not my normal silky smooth self.
Yeah.
Take it easy on
I
you.
was
I-
worse.
You're not
I
yourself.
adopted
Are you
Fry.
Tim Roth?
Do you know what, Josh?
Oh, you love it. Stop it. Stop it, you.
Yes. Anyway,
So I can tell you a little bit about the Chieftain, the role it's going to fulfill, and also the size of the ship as well. So what landing pad it's going to fit on.
Excellent.
So, any guesses first of all what it is? I'll throw that one out. Anyone thinks they know what it is?
well, it looks it's got multi seats.
Here,
It's got
here,
very
here.
fast engines. Yeah, oh,
Not
yeah.
you,
well,
greatest.
not you, not you. Hand up at the back there. It looks like it's going to be very fast and probably very well armored.
Looks kind of like a drop ship.
It's going to be a heavy fighter. So it's going to be
Yeah.
medium landing pad. And when I asked Sandro was drunk, so we got some details from him.
What?
Excellent.
That sounds
What?
Well
familiar.
done.
He caved
Yeah.
to alcohol? He actually gave you
Hey!
details?
Not really.
And you
Well-
weren't under NDA, so that's nice. You can talk all
Yeah,
about it.
exactly. So I said to him, what landing pad does it fit on? I'm not going to ask you too much about it. And then he just started talking, and he said, medium landing pad. It's going to be a heavy fighter, and he shouldn't have told me that. And also that
I shouldn't have told you that.
they haven't decided what hard points yet. They actually haven't decided.
Ah,
It's very much concept stage at the moment, and they've said that. But I said, "Oh, what hardpoints is it going to have then?" He's like, "Dunno, hasn't been designed." So,
that was the implant cutting in his brain there. Stop talking.
Excellent. We love these details.
Yeah, so,
go on. Do
sense.
tell. What else did you find out, Plater?
Greatest asked him about new SRVs, and what was the answer you got, Greatest?
No remarks.
No comment. It's probably because the moment he said that it lands on a medium pad, David Braben's alarm went off, and he paged him to the implant in his brain and said, "One more
From
word,
his
and
tower.
I blow the explosive devices implanted in your ear."
That really happens.
The big Braben is always watching, so.
Yeah. The Braben in the sky.
The giant Braben in the sky.
With the Krait though, I think Greatest, didn't you find out that was medium landing pad as well?
It sounded like it, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it would just squeeze on. It's probably about Python width, I'd guess.
Yeah, it looks like it, and I'm saying it has too small and too large hard points. That's my guess.
Yeah.
That's a guess.
Yeah, probably.
It's a little hard to tell because the top of it here, you don't really see the hard points. Yeah,
I think that's them at the top at the back.
Like near the gray sort of module in the middle of it?
No, I'm talking about near the very rear, like those two large rectangles on either side.
Near the very rear.
Scorb is apologising for your headache, by the way, Plater.
Yeah,
he's not sorry.
I kind of see.
No, he's not sorry.
No,
we know him.
Yeah. Well, he was stuck in
he
London.
Says he's sorry.
All right, let's go on to the next image and see what we've got. Oh no, that's nothing. That's nothing. Well, you know what? We can talk about these. They're just small. This was the picture that they
Hawkins
showed.
Coffee Man here.
This is the picture that they showed for mining when they were talking about mining.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'll get back to that. We'll skip Squadrons. Oh, look, there's Greatest with Sandy. That's a nice picture of you, Greatest. That's the one that matched your face with Drew Carey, by the way. I don't know if you caught that earlier.
Say again?
Oh, say again. So he didn't catch that. Yeah, I have a lovely picture of you. We found out who you're actually going to look like when you get older. Let me go ahead and show you that.
Oh,
it's
really.
Oh, God.
We've got all this stuff to talk about. You're digging this out.
Yeah, I'm digging it out. Here you go, Greatest. Just a quick flash for you. This is apparently who you will be in about 20 years or 30 years or so. Don't know if you know Drew Carey, but apparently you're matched like 86% with Drew Carey's face.
What?
So there you go. Yeah.
All right, going back to this picture here. There's a Greatest with Sandy. Oh, okay, here we go. So, Greatest, you took some pictures when you were at Frontier Expo, and those are going to pop up here.
I tried to, yeah.
Yeah, try to, right? Here we go. Let's put those up on the screen.
Reporter.
No, I'm going to say that you either were very excited and moving quickly as you took these pictures, or your phone just doesn't focus very well.
Yeah.
So, apologize for the slightly fuzzy images, folks, but Greatest will explain what it is that we're looking at here. So tell us what exactly it was. There was a museum?
Yeah, that was the Frontier Museum where they had every single game that Frontier, or the guys who were before Frontier, which later became Frontier, ever made in the past, and they had all of them set up there on working stations.
Well, what are these stations that we're looking at here? One of them looks kind of like a Sega.
No, I think the one on the left is like what was it? Micro Machine? No, Super Machine? I don't remember anymore. But there's an Amiga there. There's a Commodore there.
I don't. I kind of almost remember that one on the left.
Those predate me.
Well, look up on the wall. There's something interesting. I see Frontier Elite 2, but to the left it says V2000. What is V2000?
It's a Vic. Will it be Vic?
No,
Yeah.
it's like a picture on the
There was
wall of a
like-
game. I think
Oh,
that's like a
V.
game that they made.
Oh, hang on.
there
That's
was
that
one more
that's the
station left
Firebird
on that.
logo, isn't it?
That was the V2000 station. I didn't take a picture of that one.
So
And there was like some sort of game. Yeah, I think like the game. I guess the game was called V2000, and that
What
was
have
like
you
a
got
game
there?
by
On-
David Braben somewhere, like
Well,
way
On the
yeah,
back.
right
in the
hand,
'cause
the
that-
right hand screen, you've got Frontier 2, and above it you've got the Firebird logo.
that's
that
what
they
I'm
used to have
talking
many,
about.
many
That
years
Firebird.
ago.
It looks like the Elite logo from Elite Dangerous, of course. And it
It
says
resembles,
yeah.
so
Vince says it's an Amiga CD32. There you go.
an Amiga. Well, that's the
Oh,
that's the console.
Zach's in chat. Zach's in chat. Ask him.
Bros, hey
Ask
Zach.
Zach.
Welcome to the
He
chat,
knows.
Zach.
Nice to talk to you again.
Yeah, I wish we could. Anyhow, Zach, can you tell us what the V2000 is in this image here? Because we are a little bit
Mark
curious.
Wheeler says it was a PS1 game.
A PS1
Ooh.
game.
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
Very
I do not know
interesting.
this one.
Throwback.
And that's a Frontier game? I mean,
No,
I'm
I,
not familiar with
I
this
think
one.
all I read was David Braben.
David
On there.
Braben.
I
Okay,
didn't read
so-
all of them. I didn't have much time. I just took some pics and went on.
Okay, well here, let's look at the next picture.
Oh, I
then.
see. Yes, the logo of it looks like the Firebird logo for the game. Yes, I'm looking at a video of it now.
All right.
Interestingly, by a bloke called Hawkins. There you go.
Oh,
Not
here.
you.
Here's the. Oh my goodness! Look at this. This brings me back a long ways. This looks.
Oh, that looks rather fun, actually.
This looks like a
Alien
VIC 20 or
creatures.
Commodore 64, but it's
Awesome.
not. I can't
gonna
tell what
investigate that
station
later.
that is, as a matter of fact. But is that the original?
That's a
Elite
BBC
game?
Model B.
Oh, that's
a
the
BBC
BBC.
Model B.
See,
Yes,
this is what
with
we
the original
didn't
Elite
get.
running on it.
Yeah, we did
That
not
was
get
my-
this in
That
Canada.
was my first experience of,
So-
of playing Elite. That
so
was
there
on
it
my
is.
cousin's BBC B.
Now, is that a
Yeah.
Sidewinder or a Cobra on the screen?
That's a Cobra. That's a loading screen.
That's the. It's
yes,
load new
But I
commander.
didn't play it with a joystick. Good God, no.
Oh, look
No,
at
this
those
is all
joysticks.
keyboard stuff. Yeah.
Look at that joystick. Way too complicated. 2 buttons. What the heck do you do with 2 buttons? How do you play with 2 buttons?
Zach,
I mean-
Zach says all these games were picked by Johnny Watts personally, and they came out of David Braben's loft and all sorts. Excellent. Excellent.
It's amazing,
Yes.
though. Look at this. It's classic stuff here. Good stuff. All right, and then this is the last picture that we got. Unfortunately, another fuzzy picture. What is this Planet Coaster doing in here? That doesn't belong in the Elite Dangerous Museum photos.
That's a roller coaster,
Frontier
not Planet
Museum.
Coaster.
Why not?
That's Roller Coaster Tycoon, is that?
Well, just Tycoon.
Oh, there was someone just subscribed to the Hawk Flock. I didn't catch who that was. Thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Hawk Flock and the Brocast. So
Zach
this,
asks if Sandy was in the chat.
I
No.
don't think we
No, he
saw
wasn't,
Sandy in
no.
the chat. No, Zach. They somehow pried some information from him at the Frontier Expo. They got him good and sauced, and then they got him to
Oh,
speak.
yeah. Yeah.
But don't worry, he
So
didn't spill the beans on anything important.
Don't worry. The CIA training still held. They couldn't stop it.
I'm sure it was all part of their plan, you know. They were like,
It
okay,
was. They
we
have
can
any
pretend like
misinformation.
we're leaking
That's right.
information, but this is
We'll
all
let,
we
let a
can
little
say.
bit out.
Yeah.
Haha, those fools. They thought I was drunk. Haha. Yeah.
It's all fake news, all of it.
Yeah. Anyway, because we've had a couple of subs.
Say hello to my little friend.
And speaking of the Cobra, here is the Cobra that they had sitting outside of the Frontier Expo. I'm guessing that's outside or
Yes.
inside.
Well,
Gray?
you don't normally put barriers up like that
That was
outside.
outside. Above this, above the Cobra was basically the main stage. It's like elevated because the whole thing was happening in the second floor.
Okay.
And the Cobra was below that, which was basically the area where the queue was gonna be. But I don't think we ever really had much of a queue going because not everyone came at like 10 a.m. right away.
Now, is this like a Cobra that you can get into, or is it just sort of
No.
like no?
Yeah,
It's
there's
like
a little coin box on the side that says put 10p in, and you're sitting there for a ride, and it wobbles up and down a bit.
Right?
Yeah,
10p. Come on, Turgeon.
Oh,
We know you're
50p.
old, but nowadays it's like
pound.
$3.
Hey, I could play Scramble indefinitely for 10p, mate. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it kind of looks small. I mean, if just judging from the size of the barriers, maybe you could like lay down in it and get your face into the cockpit. That would be awesome if you could do that and like get a picture of yourself inside that cockpit. You know?
Oh, hey Tokoso, hey Yannick, hey McManamy, hey Andy, all the faces from FX again. That's awesome. Hey guys.
There you go. Just for you, Josh.
Vortex as well.
Ilmostro's pasted a picture of the V2000 PC box
In the bro bar.
in the bro bar. Yeah, just so you can see.
I'll pull
I'm
that
having
up.
some issues
It
right
looks
now,
like
though.
rather an interesting game, actually.
My new monitor just decided to not work anymore when I came back home. That's very interesting. Like I turned it on, and
It's
PC
pouting because you spent.
kind of recognizes it because it switches to the 2-screen mode, but I do not get a signal on the monitor itself for some
What
reason.
is up with the bros and
It's
computers?
pouting.
Yeah.
It's pouting because he's been away. You've been looking at other monitors, haven't you?
All right.
I looked at some.
That's what it
nice
is.
double 4K
Oh,
monitors.
Rub it in.
right.
Do you want that monitor to ever work again? Don't say that in earshot of the monitor. It'll never work again.
I didn't realize that this picture was in the folder, but we'll put that one up just for a second as well. Hey, don't ask about this one. You can ask Turgeon about this picture.
Oh, that? Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I like that one.
That picture. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
Pun test. There it is.
Okay, here's a good picture. Here's a picture that Shibuka wants to talk about. Shibuka sent a bunch of pictures. And you know what? When the presentation was going on, I had my notepad out, like literally, that's ridiculous. Just taking notes. I have like 3 pages of notes from the show so that I could make my a video talking about it. And I saw this video flash up on the screen, and just for a split second it came on, and I was like, oh, I don't remember the T9 having so many engines, but whatever. And then it flipped off, and then I was like,
Yep.
oh, okay, and I kind of forgot about it, so I didn't catch that this could
we
be.
did not forget about it.
This
we actually
could be the
we talked to Sandy
T10.
about it this morning, and we asked them, hey, what's up with the T10? And they were like, what's the T10? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if Zach
heard
is
of it.
still in the
Right.
chat, I don't know if Zach
Yeah,
is
never
still
heard
in
of
the
it.
chat, but Zach,
You'll get the same answer. He'll
what's
say,
up
I
with
don't
the
think they will
T10,
never heard of
man?
it, mate.
That this would
Never
be
heard of it.
the Type 10, but my suspicion is it is
Well,
because
look.
it's a pancake with many engines.
If you look, okay, so it has more engines than the Type 9, so this is not. We know this is not the Type 9.
Clearly,
If you go
It's
to the
too wide to
it's
go through the
wider.
mail slot.
It's wider than the Type 9.
The front of it, I can't quite place what it is, but it looks much more muscular. I haven't looked at this one next to the Type 9.
I think
but
that
it has
the
a
front to me looked like basically the front of a Type 9,
Get to
but
the
then like
T10.
another segment of those shoulders added to the side. You know those shoulders?
Yeah,
that the Type 9 has?
yeah.
And another set
That's what
of
I'm
those
talking about.
added to the sides, I think, what's what it looked like.
And
Did
if
you
you
think
look
of
at if you look at the end of this video, after you destroy the red region, you have a Cobra come through, and then it's a shot from the back, and you see an FDL to the left.
Yeah,
You see
we have that picture as
what
well.
we're thinking is 10 coming up on the right, but if you watch the video, it's like the keelback to where it's got an extra set of engines. Those outside 2 engines don't
well,
light up all the
there you go,
time.
you see.
Okay,
There
we're
you
going to
go,
get to
chat,
that picture in a second, though, Shibuka. We'll look at that for a sec.
Zach has just confirmed in chat that he's not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, no, I kind of figured. And I like Charles McManamy saying, and maybe this is exactly what we're looking at. It's 2 T9s merging. It's just a graphical glitch, guys. Sorry.
It's an illusion.
It's just an illusion. It's a weird
You've seen
bug.
nothing.
Yeah.
All right,
It's what
here,
happens when you do photo stitching and it doesn't get it quite right.
here is
Yeah.
another
Seen it.
view. Shibuka, I don't know where you grabbed this one from. This must have been like a half a second still that was in that video. But this is, I guess, the front view of the same ship. And
Yep.
Yes.
can someone get us a front view of a T9 for comparison?
It's
so
the
we can
same
put
thing
these
without
together.
those extra bits on the
Amazing.
outside.
This is bound to have one
It
of those.
is, right?
This is a muscular Type 9, and I feel like it's like the Type 9's already a beautiful ship. Like, I'll be the first to admit it's beautiful in a very ugly Lakon way. But this ship is just, I'm drooling looking at it.
Then again, it's not exactly bristling in guns, but if it's supposed to be the Type 10 Defender, then I
It
don't
should
know.
be bristling in
Should
armor.
be
Well, how do
bristling
we
in
know
guns.
it's not bristling in guns?
On
We
the other
can't
hand,
see the
I would
guns.
also love to see a bigger cargo ship that actually takes the crown for the
Yes,
biggest and best cargo
absolutely.
ship game.
I'd like
Because if
I'd like
this one
I'd
has
like one
so-
that can
has so
function.
many engines, it could be as fast as the color
Yeah.
and maybe have even more cargo space. And
Well,
that
what do you need
Or-
that many engines for?
or-
That much cargo?
y-
I think, I'd like to see a cargo ship that's big enough so that you don't have to put a shield generator in the biggest slot and waste the entire biggest slot on a shield generator. Can have like 2 big slots and put a shield generator in one. That's the downfall of the T9.
guys,
Because you put one decent shield generator in and it's got no cargo space.
we
What
have
use of that?
seen the T9 act as a very, very reasonable tank. When I say tank,
It
you know what I
does.
mean, like
It
as
does
a
tank
tank
pretty well.
role, like
Yeah.
absorbing damage. Now, maybe it doesn't
battle
dish
cow.
out a lot of damage. Yeah, the battle cow, exactly. We had a whole episode on that. So maybe it doesn't dish out a lot of damage, which actually it kind of did with all of those damn missiles we had on it. We were taking down ships pretty good, and when you buff that thing up with tons of hull, it is
You put fighters on it and missiles. Yeah.
it's kind of it is a tank already. Now imagine
Yeah,
if the
but you can't
T10
put
is
any
the
cargo in
same
it.
thing. Who cares about cargo at that point, though? It's a T10
Me.
Defender, right? So let's say you take the same thing, you put way more hull on it, you give the thing tons more mass, and you give it just slightly better weapons. Now, at that point, you have a ship that is going to annoy the hell out of anyone that it's in a wing with, fighting against, basically, right? And I mean, that's what it's probably going to be used for. It's basically going to just be impossible to kill. It's going to have the fighters. It's going to have, a multi-crew, someone on the guns on that thing, and it's just going to be spitting out damage to whoever they come up against, and you won't be able to take it down. Meanwhile, the rest of your ships go and start killing everything else, That's my theory, at least. And that's what you need the extra engines for, is to push all of that mass, because the thing is going to be massive.
Well, I
Hey,
hope it's
Josh.
real mass and not like Anaconda mass.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I'm
Um,
not
let's
gonna. You all know what I think.
Hmm.
I'm going to jump in for a second. Actually, I'm going to say, if you look at the rear view of the what we assume is a Type 10. 'cause
Here,
it's
I'll
not
bring that
confirmed as
picture up
being a
again. There
Type
it
10.
is.
If you look at that, that is considerably wider than the front looks where we see it here. And some people have been saying it has fold-up wings at the edge.
It does kind
And
of look like it. Look from the front view. You can kind of see that there is like a little fold. Yeah, actually, you're absolutely right. On this view here, you can see the edge of the wing is extended outwards. And here, it looks exactly like they are folded up. They have that little tip on there. I think you're onto something there, Plater.
And that's how it fixes the slot's not big enough for a bigger ship. Make the ship configurable so that the bits come up, it can go through, it unfolds again.
It's the perfect ship for blocking mail slots,
Well.
apparently.
Oh yeah.
Tom Cook's put a perfect comparison shot for you there in the bro bar if you want to.
Let's
it.
take a look. Bro bar. Oh, that's a great. Yeah, that's great. Let me.
He's a quick man with a Photoshop there.
Wow, way to go, man! Here, let's just bring that over here, and that should pop up on the screen, I think. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Way to go. Great comparison.
Yes. Very
Wow.
quick man there. Yes, well done.
Look
Very,
at
very
the
quick.
central section at the back is the same, or almost the same.
Yep, the central section is almost the same, and then.
And then instead of one of those big engines,
They've
there's
got-
2 of the smaller engines,
Yep.
and then another set of them added to the side.
Yep, and they still have that little wing folded up on the edge of it there as well. Here.
Come on, Zach. That's so a Type 10. don't lie to us.
No, Zach's going to pretend that he's gone now. Oh, Tom says it was on Reddit. It
Oh,
was on
by the
Reddit.
way,
Oh, well
I
done.
see,
Yeah, good
I
find.
see Callum Blake in chat. Buddy,
Oh,
I
Callum.
I
Yeah.
have a signed copy of Premonition for you.
Oh,
You're gonna
yeah,
have to
there
hit me
you
up on
go.
Discord.
Yes,
Send me a direct
indeed,
message
yeah.
with your address, and I will send that over to you.
That is a great comparison.
Absolutely.
And Callum, just for anyone who's in here wondering, what the heck are we talking about? We host events on the Brocast from time to time, and Callum won, what was that contest that he won it from? Was it?
Well, it was when
No
we had
clue.
we
I
had
think we
Drew
just
on.
did a
I
giveaway.
can't remember what it was. Just a giveaway.
It was just a
I can't
giveaway?
remember what the actual giveaway thing what it was. It was putting things in chat as per usual.
Well, it was
when
and
we
it was
had-
for a
when we had Drew
signed
Wagar
copy of
for a signed copy.
yeah, signed copy of Premonition, which
Of
Krait
either
has
Premonition
traveled all
or
the way there to get it for you. So, congratulations.
Josh.
once again.
Proclamation,
Yep.
whichever.
You want me to bring up that
And-
other picture? Hold on a second. Let's skip these ones. Here we go. Here's the last picture of the T10 or not T10 that you were talking about before Shibuka.
Yeah.
To Lake
So actually,
look at that.
it looks like there might be some kind of ship kit on it.
Oh yeah, for
It's got a
sure. Look at that
spoiler.
wing. The spoiler.
And the
on
outer
it.
engines are
s-
turned off. What is that all
yeah.
about?
That's
So
a
it's
Spoiler
interesting, isn't
on
it?
a big ship like that. What's the point? Seriously.
Well, look,
It goes
in
faster, obviously.
admin,
Unless
Josh,
it does go faster. You
Makes
put the
it
spoiler
makes it
on, then
more
does go faster.
aerodynamic, obviously, right?
Josh, in
Yeah,
admin, I was sent a video of this video. They posted it on YouTube. If you want to show everybody that
Yeah.
video that has all these screenshots we're talking about,
Oh yeah, it
and
does.
the screenshots we're going to
I
talk about here in a
could
minute.
And,
try to do that.
A spoiler for a spoiler pick. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
Zach is-
that's
Zach is-
just FDev giving us the finger, you know. Here's a spoiler for you.
They would never do that. No, Zach says he loves the speculation. Still watching, still not talking.
Okay, here.
Good man, Zach.
Let
Hang in
me
there.
let me go ahead and bring this up then. I'll see if this works. Let's play that video here. I'll just put this.
It's not
There it goes,
aerodynamic,
full
it's
screen.
vacuum dynamic.
Okay, here you go. Here's the video. And I gotta turn the volume down just a little bit. So these are the screenshots that we're looking at from this video here. There it is. Oh, and we're gonna take a look at these as well. All of this INRA stuff. I think Shibuka is dying to talk about that.
I very much talk about that.
He's dying. I love the Thargoid explosions, by the way. Even though I'll never go and kill a Thargoid ship.
For now.
For now. Oh yeah, not these Thargoids. I guess that's a Thargoid heart. Never actually seen one before, but... Oh, look at them come through their little portals. Oh,
What I like about that
This-
is
this-
it's like an inversion of the shot we've seen before with the knackered Cobra and the Thargoid.
Yep.
Which ships nearby. And so there's an inversion, you see, and then
Okay, there's
Those
that.
Kicker
Thargoids
ending.
look
There's the
different.
video.
yeah.
Those guys are interesting because they have
Oh, yeah.
no emblems.
Well, here,
but
let me
they
bring
are-
them up. I have a
Well,
I have
yeah,
a
it's-
screenshot here
it's
that
got-
Shibuka
got the
posted.
T-Nets logo on, but
Here it
they've
is.
got-
They do have the same emblems as the other
Yeah,
ships that are great
just
test.
a
I was
teeny
hoping
little
that-
Oh yeah, now I see them up top there.
Yeah, just a
You
little
barely
one.
see those in the trailer.
But you've got
I
these
haven't
sort of
rewatched any of this yet. I'm still just going from my memory here.
these leopard
Now,
spot or
it's
octopus
not-
patterns on. Lovely.
That looks like extra armor for me.
Extra
Now, look,
armor?
it's
It will
got-
different look for
Yeah,
sure.
near the cockpit. Yeah, it's got armored
It does
plates.
have emblems, but we can't see the center emblem to see if it's the same barnacle
Yeah.
logo.
No.
So we can't really say anything for sure right now. But if you look, like
It probably is.
other than there just being a different skin on the outside, you know, it's brown and it's got those like yellowish, reddish marks on it. Anyone who's familiar with the eye of the current Thargoids know that there's a particular design on the like side of that glass. This design is completely different.
Yeah.
Like this is, it's not
Yeah, that's
definitive,
true.
but I think this is very strongly hinting that these are Klaxians.
Well, the patterning, obviously, it's more of a predatorial pattern on them as well.
Yeah.
Look, it's like cheetah skin,
Would
you know.
surprise me though if like the basic build of their ships would be so similar or identical, really.
Well, on these particular ships, maybe it's just the weapons that they carry, right? I mean,
Could be.
we know that these are somehow like biomechanical. And if they are biomechanical, then maybe they're simply grown to look like this. It would sort of fall along the lines of all of the stuff we've seen, the barnacles, the big alien sites. You know, the flower ships could very well just be grown to be like that. And I don't see why they would need to change it if it's efficient. Grey Test, you would know that, Mr. Efficient. Why change it if it works? Just add more weapons, maybe give it a different look. These are really cool looking, though. I gotta say, the patterns on them and the eye in there.
Well, you know, the thing is, they're leopard spots, but they're also the kind of spots that you find on certain sea creatures of squid or
Yeah.
octopus variety, which is very cool.
Yeah.
I think,
And also, if you'll
reinforcing
notice,
that subaquatic theme again.
now those that Thargoid that just got destroyed in the video we just watched could have called for backup. They could be on the same side, but you also have to notice that these things were hostile as soon as they dropped in. They wasted no time. Every other Thargoid we've seen jump into space, jump into human occupied space, has all scanned first, and then if they're provoked, they start attacking.
Oh, and let's also mention there are two of them.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen three. I think
back.
just in the last broadcast, I had three that jumped in on me, but one of them flew off and two of them hung around, but they didn't really do anything. But most of the ones that people have been fighting so far, it's just been a single Thargoid, right? Because when you drop into those USSs, typically there's just one.
Well, there have been a couple of occasions where it looked like they called for backup at barnacle sites and what have you.
Right.
Well, after you feed
Well,
them
we've got radios,
and whatnot.
Why can't they? I mean, these are sort of supposed to be insecty type things, hive mind, whatever they are. They're social creatures. They should radio for backup, shouldn't they?
Radio or telepathy backup.
Now,
Squeak.
this is my thing, and this is why
rub
I
their
say,
legs, for backup.
This is why I say we shouldn't be attacking them right now. Because if these Thargoids, the Klaxians, are in a civil war with our current ones, the Oresrians, we're having, if you get 8 people against one Thargoid, yes, you can one-shot it with those missiles. But if you've got a fleet of these Klaxians, or even just 2 of them, I mean, it's going to create such a challenge, and I feel like it's going to be a fight that we're not going to be able to win on our own.
Yeah, well, that depends on whether or not the new weapons that we saw that would be coming in the second update of next year, those are the new Guardian-looking weapons, maybe they will be more effective against them.
I'm going to speculate that those are not going to show up until we have Klaxians showing up.
Well, you know what? 2.4 is started now, right? And quarter 1 for whatever, if we want to call it Season 3 or beyond. I mean, technically it is Season 3. They Frontier, even on their Elite's website, says 2.4 is the last installment in Season 2. So Season 3 is beyond, basically. When they were talking about the Guardian weapons, maybe Zach can confirm this, because maybe if he's still in chat, that is. The weapons that we saw were those, I believe, according to my notes, those were announced as part of the first content and narrative update, which is after Q1. That's the big update. So this would probably happen sometime during the summer. Now, if Zach is still around and he can confirm that, that would be awesome. Those weapons are a long ways from now. I mean, summer is a long time from now, and 2.4 is now, and we should be seeing a lot more Thargoid content, which means we should be seeing these Klaxians coming in soon. And if we only get those Guardian weapons in the summer, then maybe they're not necessarily, the end-all, be-all. Yeah, maybe not against the Thargoids. But we don't even know if those were weapons. One of them looked like a weapon. 2 of them, I can't even tell you what the heck they were. I mean, it didn't look like a missile launcher. It could have been some type of laser beam, but it was really interesting looking.
My guess was grenade or mine launcher.
I'm hoping for some type of, part of the exploration updates, which we really need to talk about. at some point soon, because we're an hour in. So let me just take this quick opportunity to take 30 seconds and say, welcome to the Brocast. My name's Commander Josh Hawkins. I am joined by my co-hosts, Commander Turchin Starstone.
Hello, folks.
Commander Greytest.
Hello, Niam.
Commander Shibuka.
Hello.
And do we still have Commander Plater on with us as well?
I'm still here.
And Commander Plater's here as well, joining us for some chat.
He's got an ice bag on his head.
He just
Don't worry.
got back from Frontier Expo along with Great
There's
Test.
just not enough time on the broadcast for 5 of us to talk at the same time, really.
No, unfortunately.
There you go, Josh.
We
Right, there you go.
We also have Zach Antonacci in the chat right now. Zach says he's still in chat, although he has not confirmed whether or not those Guardian weapons are coming in the content
He is the sneaky
update.
one. He called me sneaky, but in truth, he is the sneaky one.
Shields
I'm
up.
still here, but I'm not going to tell you anything.
But
he is so good at that.
But I mean, Zach,
the deflectors, yeah.
if you guys already talked about this, I mean, if this is now public knowledge, just confirm it. Come on, man. Do it for the bros. Do it for the bros.
Nice try.
Guardian stuff at that point. He has to acknowledge it's Guardian stuff. If he says those Guardian things that we've seen, he has to confirm they are by saying, "Oh yeah, they're due in this time."
Okay, well, how about this?
Nice
Why don't I take it
try,
back?
Josh.
The possibly Guardians, but not confirmed weapons that were displayed.
Maybe not even weapons.
Not even weapons. Yeah, seriously, I don't know.
The mystery objects that we've seen during the trailer.
Okay, you know what? Let's go back. Well, here's another shot of those two possibly Calaxian Thargoids. I love this shot, by the way, Shibuka. Great capture on the screenshot. There's another sub. We'll wait for that name to pop up. Great capture on this screenshot when they pop out. I mean, this really just like really shows off the fact that these are like very flower-like, you know, and those little drones coming out, those Tharglets or Thargons. Look at the
Probably
look at the
Thargoids,
pattern.
modern Thargons.
The
They
pattern
seem
of
to have
them
single pulse lasers like the old ones.
Isn't that damn cool?
Are there more of them? I mean, they seem to have like about 24, but I mean, this looks like more.
A normal swarm is a size of 32 Thargons.
Is it?
Which is an absolute nightmare to fight, by the way. Just so you know.
How do you know?
Did you 4
count
per
them?
wing.
When you select them, they have a swarm strength stat.
Oh.
So when you look at them in your contacts tab, it says Thargon swarm, swarm size 32 or something similar to that.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Well, let's. There's the hawk. Okay, you know what? Kill that hawk, would you, Turgeon, please?
What, you're fed up with your own hawk?
There's 2 of them just popped up.
Oh dear.
Shoot that bloody hawk, please. I'll pay for the ammo.
There we go.
There you go, just a short one.
Just a short one. Okay. Let's go to these other pictures here that Shibuka is just itching. Okay, so they're not particularly clear, although you see them in the video. I'm just going to flip to this one first and show you. Here's these SRVs approaching, and it's kind of hard to see what this is, but some type of base station. It almost looks like an engine of a ship broken down there.
Outpost. You look
Zach said
closely,
the
it
content
is-
that the team talked about was what's coming through the Beyond series of updates, which starts in Q1. The video you are
Yes.
talking about is what's still to come in 2.4.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So Guardian stuff was in
Yep.
Beyond. The end video is 2.4, which is ongoing.
Right, okay, so he
Confirmed
says it
Guardians.
starts in Q1, which means we could get them sometime. Okay, well, you know what? Let's just clarify something so that everyone is on the same page. These content updates are going to be rolled out in a narrative style. So even though we're going to have a major update in Q1, everything is kind of going to roll out the same way that 2.4 is rolling out right now, which is in little bits and pieces. Now, Zach.
Yes.
Narrative-wise.
Yeah, narrative-wise.
An unfolding tale, page by page.
Now, I want to say, because I'm not shy to admit this, part of me doesn't like that narrative style. Not the narrative itself. I think it's fantastic the way it rolls out, but I'm actually, I don't get a lot of time to play Elite, and I have to keep, current by reading Reddit and watching YouTube videos. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people who play the game very casually will jump in and miss a lot of that narrative. You know, they're going to come in and the narrative is completely different than the last time that they were in there. And they're going to have to get caught up somehow. So maybe...
I think one thing that they're doing to combat that, though, is the Galnet audio.
Yeah,
Like,
Galnet audio can
small
keep you in touch.
Yes.
And
yes.
also, Turgeon, you need to contact FDev because actually, you need to get a hold of Cassandra because she's voicing the damn thing.
Yeah, what has she been doing? Working behind my back. Good heavens.
Okay, so you know what?
How do you know that Galnet Audio isn't a wholly owned subsidiary of Starstone Industries?
Ah, well, Starstone Industries does sort of rule the galaxy, right?
You get covered in tinfoil.
Okay, before we get
Just a
into
bit more
INRA,
tinfoil, but
let's
no.
just make a very quick mention to Galnet Audio, which you just brought up. Thank you very much. So for anyone who did not attend Frontier Expo, Galnet Audio is going to be a feature we're going to see in the upcoming Season 3 content releases beyond, which is basically just an in-game voice that reads the Galnet news for you. So you'll be able to just click on, I guess, turn it on, and it'll read through and kind of update you on all the Galnet news. Now, is that going to, I guess that's going to read everything, right? That's going to read all the Galnet articles. So you could potentially have a considerable amount of content to listen to while you're flying around, you know, if you're not listening to the Brocast or... you know,
streaming all of Turgeon's travels.
Streaming
we know what people do. We know
exactly. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty cool feature.
Spike the Monkey in chat there says, I haven't played Elite for about 1.5 years. Is it worth getting back into, seeing as so much has happened?
Well, all of this
stuff... question there. Yes, because so much has happened.
Yes. Everything we're talking about right now, Spank the Monkey, is actually stuff that has not happened.
If you have Horizons, jump on back in. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have Horizons, if you have Horizons and you haven't played it, then you definitely want to jump back in, because just the planetary landings alone, it makes Horizons worth buying. In fact, I don't understand why anyone would not buy Horizons, unless it's just, you know, PC requirements. They don't have the specs for it, because to not be able to land on planets just doesn't make sense. And
yeah, Miguel says Vindicator Jones has been lobbying for Galnet Audio for a while. Yeah, it's been a thing. I mean, again, this is the thing. Frontier, they hear a good idea from the community and they say, actually, that's a good idea. We'll run with that.
Like,
this is what they do.
Like multiple HoloLens save slots, right, Turgeon?
Indeed. They hear a good idea and they say, we're going to do that.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think Frontier's making some really good steps. I do want to talk about this INRA stuff as soon as we're done with this. But I do think Frontier is making some very good steps in that we're getting the Galnet audio. We got the HoloLens slots. 2.4 doesn't have any puzzles or anything that require third-party tools, and also we're getting that trade update where they're going to include a lot of detailed trade information in the game, so you don't have to all tab out to EDDB and things like that to find you a profitable trade route.
I just realized that the hawk is screaming, but it's not popping up on screen, so at least now you'll see why there's this loud hawk screaming. I have got that set up. And Zach has answered us in the chat. He says, the point was that there are 3 main areas. 1, continued story. 2, building on core gameplay. And 3, new features that complement that story has always progressed with players when they discover it. Well, that's true. The story in Elite Dangerous has always progressed with the players. I just hope that the casual players don't feel left out from that. And if they want to get caught up, hey, they have you know, us YouTubers to catch them up to date with all of that.
To be fair, like especially for us, these pieces of story are actually quite suitable, because every week we have something to talk about if something happened in the past week.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if they would just, you know, put everything into the game at once and just wait how quickly players are going to discover it.
Yeah, you'd be out of a job,
players
Josh.
are going to discover it super quickly, and everything's going to have happened in like 1 week. And
yeah, you'd have one Uber broadcast.
After 2 weeks, they basically missed everything. So the way they do it now, at least everybody has a fair chance to, you know, hop in at least from time to time and get a piece of the story, if not all of it.
Okay, moving right along, because we still have tons of stuff to talk about, guys. INRA! Look at this screenshot that we have up on the screen. We've had it up here for a while. I'm going to switch it over to the next one, which is just... No, not that one. This one here. That shows INRA again. And who is INRA? Shibuka.
INRA is basically the aegis of the first Thargoid skirmish that we had. It was where the I'm sorry, my wife just got home with little baby, and he's distracting me. He's too cute. Um, so it's where the Empire and the Federation joined forces to combat the Thargoids, and it's where the mycoid virus originated. So INRA came up with the mycoid virus.
Now, Plater, you are still here?
Yes, I am.
You also know a considerable amount of INRA as well.
I am. I wouldn't say that.
Well, you know a little bit about INRA.
It's a very evasive answer. You weren't involved with them or anything, were you?
It's like you can't prove a thing.
You can't prove a thing. I wasn't there,
what
Copper.
I've done.
Look over there, a three-headed
Well,
monkey.
I heard you talking about INRA on your stream, so it did sound like you knew a little bit about their activities. What happened to INRA? I mean, why are we looking at this INRA installation and it looks a little disheveled, I suppose you could say? Any theories on that?
My kind of theory is much like if you look at old school military black sites, they get abandoned because they're no longer relevant anymore. And INRA, we beat the Thargoids. The initial invasion was averted, and so they've just got abandoned over time. And funding stops. Suddenly, humanity begins to expand again. Colonia. You're looking at expansion of the bubble. Superpowers again. They start focusing on their own. Inter-faction conflicts, and that's when these things get forgotten. And I honestly think that's what's happening.
I'm just zooming in on these INRA tanks, and I didn't notice this before, but look at the image at the top of the tank. It does look
Those
very
are
much
six-sided,
like
though.
But this looks like a biohazard symbol of
it's
sorts.
some sort of future biohazard symbol. Yeah.
Right. So is it
by the
possible?
way, Zach said it's a great point, Josh, and it's certainly and always a tight balance. I can't tell you how everything will roll out, but I know that they really care and they'll always try and make it as inclusive as possible. Baby Booka!
Baby Booka!
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Of
with
course.
the Galnet posts, people will be able to keep up to date with it. I think that is an excellent addition to the game. That people will be able to get the Galnet news read out to them, because not everyone wants to take the time to read stuff. I don't read stuff. I just look at pictures.
Well,
pretty pictures.
Well, from a personal point of view, I think we like things being sort of trickled out at a slow rate, because if they don't, then we'd be out of a job, Josh.
That's true.
There'd be no we'd have one Uber Brocast with all of the information on, and then the next week we'd say, there's nothing left now, mate. They've scrapped it all. Sorry.
Well,
so we like this. Just keep tickling it out. We keep showing it.
So here we've got these INRA tanks. These do very much look like some type of storage tanks. It's possible that these could be storage tanks for the mycoid virus of sorts. Now, while of course, with Thargoids making a reappearance, these could become quite relevant to the story. And maybe we're going to need this, or maybe it's just going to be part of the narrative. INRA was completely destroyed, from what I understand.
Interesting, isn't it? The sort of merged logo there.
Yeah, well, INRA, if memory serves me correctly, was heavily tied into the Galactic Cooperation, Galcop. And after the first Thargoid skirmish, Galcop was pretty much just kind of broke apart, because there, like you said, there was no use for them, and I think that's kind of one reason that INRA went off to the side. But INRA was very much outside the public eye. It was black ops stuff. The general public had no idea INRA was doing anything.
Quick link for you in the admin, Josh.
All right, I'm gonna take a look.
Crash course.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need that right now, but unless people want to talk about INRA, but I think we have a lot more to talk about. Unfortunately,
no, there'll be a lot to talk about INRA later.
Yes, absolutely,
Definitely
because
later.
I think that's all going to
up.
be part of the developing story that we're going to see.
Oh yes.
With the Thargoids narrative.
Well, this is the first time that we've actually seen any evidence of it in game.
That's true.
Actually seen.
It's not in. It's not in game. This is like a
in future game.
Yeah, foreshadowing of what we may see potentially in the game. I mean, who knows? Maybe the story will change and we won't see this at all. Not likely.
Oh, yes.
Anyhow.
Yes, we will.
Well, I have heard recently that there's no proof, no screenshots, no nothing, but apparently a French division of Elite Dangerous players has claimed to have found this base.
Oh, I did
but they're not
see.
releasing information on it. Alex Ringus, who is a member of the Brocast, is part of that group. But we haven't seen. They haven't released planets or whatever. They've apparently been researching it for a couple days, couple weeks. I don't really know how long.
Okay,
but apparently it has been found, but we have no proof.
Speaking of bases being found, I don't know if you guys saw yesterday. I just copied and pasted into admin. I'm gonna see if I can find it in the bro bar. I think it was this morning or yesterday, or I don't remember when the hell it was. But I'm gonna search and see where it is. Here it is. Let's go to this. Jump. There was a picture in the bro bar of a new Thargoid structure that was found. Did you guys see this?
What?
Yeah, here
I heard
I've got it right
about...
here. I'm gonna just I'm just gonna drag it on over to this window so we can all take a look. Here it is. It should. Does that show up? Yeah, that shows up. Take a look at this. This looks like it could possibly be a new Thargoid site. Now I have the coordinates for it. I'll read them out here, and maybe someone can put it in the chat. So whoever wants to go check this out, I mean, please go check it out.
I don't think so.
It could be, or it could be a familiar object seen from an unfamiliar angle.
Yeah, possibly. It was posted by Commander Saber84. He says, potential new Thargoid structure found. He said, not by me, copying over from a Facebook group. And
I'm pretty sure that's just one of the big, what we call leviathans, poking up above the site, and you view it from like the center-ish upwards. When those spikes in the front are just the spikes you see around the centerpiece.
Well, certainly worth checking out. Certainly worth checking out. It's in HIP 18778 A2A. The latitude is negative 0.6282. Longitude is 140.4103. I'll repeat that one more time. HIP 18778 A2A. Latitude negative 0.6282. Longitude 140.4103. Once we run out of pictures, I'm more than happy to start flying over there if you guys want me to go check that out in the
let's see.
In the meantime.
Chat there, what have we got? Balrog says it's a Godzilla claw. Yeah, good spot.
Yeah.
Adrift says, hi guys, just started watching. Is it possible for you to put the topic you're talking about on the screen? Well,
it's on the bottom of the screen.
It is there. It says beyond, but it doesn't actually help anyone that doesn't know what
that's because we're talking about everything. We're going over everything that was discussed at
the coming season of Elite Dangerous next year, which is called, well, it's not codenamed, it's called Beyond. That's the expansion pack for next year. So
Charles McManamy says that is the Leviathan's coordinate.
Loot G says, I'm there right now, Josh. It's a big Thargoid site. Looks all grown up, and outside the sounds are scary. By the way, it's a huge site.
Okay, well, you know what? We don't have any more
site.
pictures, so why don't I start flying over there in the meantime while we discuss the rest of the updates from Elite, and then we can take a look at that on... well, everyone can see that as well.
Certainly one of the more pristine ones yet.
It's just a Thargoid site, apparently.
Just a Thargoid site?
Never mind, yep.
Okay.
Well, the bone structures might be more intact. Could be interesting.
They never believe me.
Okay, sorry guys. I need you guys to just continue the conversation without me for a second. My mom's called me about 4 times. I gotta make sure something hasn't happened. I'll be right back.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. He's gone.
Greg, I'm sorry.
It's probably worth checking with that site that's been mentioned as check the canon list of all of the known
Jerome already said
sites.
it might be site 55. I don't have the list at hand right now, but it's probably on there.
Is Josh logging in a cutter?
Unlikely.
It looks like it.
Or was he multi-crewing?
He doesn't have a cutter.
You don't know what he's got. It's like you don't know what ship he's got.
He doesn't have a cutter. Let's see. Will there be a Brocast
he logged
Squadron?
into my account.
All right.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
did
so.
I?
I thought so.
Oh.
He doesn't have a cutter.
I was like, I don't recognize the cockpit of this ship. What the hell?
Quickly, buy back his multi-cannon. Buy back his multi-cannon for him.
It's not gonna be at that station.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, folks.
Alexander Bader, there will definitely be a
Could be,
broadcast
yeah.
squadron when it launches. Absolutely, 100%.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead and...
Depending on the max size of squadrons, we might have multiple broadcasts.
That's I mean, an interesting thing, the whole squadron thing, because people are getting the idea that it's like, oh, it'll be like Eve, it'll be like corporations, and I'm thinking, no, this is Frontier. They don't work that way. I don't think you'll be looking at Eve corporations and big Eve type ships here.
No.
I think what you'll be looking at is player friendly versions.
Just we can see what you're doing.
Oh,
yeah, we
that's
can, by
okay.
the way.
So yeah,
we don't want to see your
closed it.
password, you know.
No, I didn't open it. That's why I was just making sure it wasn't going to pop up on the screen there. I had the wrong damn thing open.
Well,
It's just DXDAG.
He's a pro, you know. He's a pro. Yeah, I think it's going to be it'll be like the mega ships, but they'll be like have bouncers on the door. So if your name's not on the list, you're not coming in, kind of thing.
I think it'll be similar to what they've got the Genosis set up as.
Yeah.
I think the Genosis was kind of almost a beta test of that particular part of
the
Squadron.
Genosis.
Genosis.
American.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to say it?
Yours.
Gnosis.
The Gnosis?
The G's
Gnosis.
the G's silent, like Gnostic manuscripts.
Oh, whatever. The Gnosis. Whatever. You guys are
Yeah,
weird.
Fine.
But
Yeah.
no, I
So,
think we'll be able
Plater and Gray, did you hear anything about squadrons that we haven't heard? That you
Yes,
can...
we did.
I thought you might have.
We did, yeah.
Excellent.
Now, believe it or not, the Gnosis was not the beta for it. It was actually an idea that came after the Gnosis was already in, and they went, "Oh, I wonder if we could do something like that for squadrons." We were talking to
Excellent.
Sandra about it, and we can confirm that they are purchasable with in-game money.
Yep.
And how much it will be, they haven't decided yet. How that's going to work, not decided yet.
hella expensive.
Very,
Yeah,
very,
I'd
very
imagine they will
interesting.
be. Yeah.
I'm thinking like hundreds of billions.
I mean, now, Gray, I was really hungover this morning, and I kind of still am, so you probably remembered a little bit
Hashtag
more.
blame Ascorbius.
So you might remember some more things than I do about the conversations we had. 'Cause I was
Not
nice.
really depending squadrons, but we certainly talked about a lot more stuff, yeah, in general. I'll just chime in whenever I have something to say to the topics, really.
Okay,
I'm not up to par either, because I'm super distracted, because I only have the one screen right now, because the other one is still not working, and I was eating as well, and, you know, I just came home. I literally came into the door and turned on the PC and hopped on.
Okay, well, Squadrons.
Greatest monitor. You were looking at 4K monitors. How could you? How could you leave me behind? I can
With
hear it
them-
now.
So with the squadrons thing, we've also said that there will be different ranks in it that are assigned by players. So you'll have a squadron leader, and they will be responsible for who decides when and where the ship jumps to. And because they're going to be mobile, so essentially everyone will be on it, and when it jumps, you will get moved. Very much the same way with the Gnosis at the moment, and that is decided by the squadron leader.
Yeah, and we did get the hint that the jump range is probably gonna be something between a normal ship and Jax. So
Oh my god.
that's
What?
not saying that's not
What?
saying anything at all, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold your horses,
So-
Josh. That's no information right there.
A
It could be
little bit
anything.
like a guild in
I
that
think
regard.
it's safe to say that they might have a little bit larger jump range than what you're used to with your normal ships. Probably because they cannot like buckyball and just keep jumping. They probably have to refuel, recharge, whatever. I don't know. But also, it sounds like they're certainly not like station size, so their range might be a little bit lower than what Jax was able to do or not able
I'm
to do.
thinking
Really.
a couple hundred light years.
I just want to
Maybe, yeah,
say that
something in
I
that
can't
ballpark.
hold my horses. My horses run wild, okay? they are just running right now because of everything that we learned yesterday. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Squadrons is a really
What?
cool feature. I know that a lot.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are really
Wow,
going to be
Shabika.
interested
A bit
in
of
that.
squee there. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably going to make coordinating things like, running the BGS and minor factions and stuff a little bit easier, especially for communication purposes. Although we have Discord, Discord is pretty handy. In-game communication is always nice. Not everyone wants to jump on mic, you can have a lot of people that might be able to join in and talk in-game.
And they also talked about a certain hierarchy that is going to be present in those squadrons. So not everyone in that squadron will have the same rights, the same functionalities for the squadron that he can access.
So, yeah.
Well, that's going to be
So-
necessary
It's
for
a
the
bit
fleet
like a
carriers,
guild
for
then,
sure.
in that regard.
Exactly.
Vortex says in
Yeah.
chat that he overheard Sandy say that you can only be a member
Maybe
of
that,
one
that ties
squadron.
into
So,
communication as well, that you have
Yeah.
maybe like wing leaders in the squadron that then only communicate to their wing. So that you have some organization in there. But we'll see. That's just speculation right now.
Before I start jumping away from this particular site, I do want to just give a little spoiler to everyone who's watching right now that this site has some particular importance for
It does.
the upcoming Three
a
Guys,
certain
One
number of
Ship,
guys. Yeah.
which you guys all know we are working on right now. I got 4 gigabytes of video from the other day, and this particular site does have some importance to that, so you'll see that soon, TM.
As
Scorp,
soon
we
as
didn't really-
Shibuka is no longer on his phone and back on a computer.
We didn't
Yeah.
really get much more information on that. I think the word that they used was vulnerable. Whatever that will mean in the end, those carriers will be vulnerable, is what they said.
Vulnerable, interesting.
They've
Well,
also said
can-
on there as well, actually. Sorry, Josh. They've also said something which is quite cool, is that they are looking at the potential, and this is just a speculation, kind of pipeline ideas, is that they may be upgradable feature-wise. So as time goes on, say if you need a shipyard, there'll be something that you'll be able to do as a squadron to be able to put that on your squadron ship.
Maybe, possibly, no ETA, no promises.
Well, if they're
That's a good
if they are vulnerable, which is a very interesting thing that you're mentioning here, that means that they could potentially also have defenses. Now, my question would be, will they be something that you can only have in open play, or will you be able to bring these into private groups or solo?
I have
I'm thinking that that's gonna depend on what they're supposed to do for the squadron. If they just serve as a base of operations, then could be everywhere. But if they are like a frontline fighting ship, just huge, if you can somehow actually involve them in a fight that's going on, I expect them to be, in open as well, of course.
Yeah, I expect in
or
solo,
mainly useful in open, rather.
in solo there'd be about as much use as a 72-piece dinner set, really.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, but
Yeah,
private. it's
But you know
possible.
what? Some people might want that. I mean, there are people in
Yeah.
this game that just want everything for themselves and they don't want other players. And they might
Squadron
want to
of
say, like,
one.
yeah, I want to have my own squadron and my own fleet carrier. And what would be wrong with that, right? So
If
is
they've
it...
got the resources, why
Now-
not?
If Frontier is smart and they do this like many guilds, games that have guilds or clans or corporations or whatever, they'll set a minimum number of people required in order to form a squadron. The squadron doesn't really, unless it's a very small name, I don't know. A squadron kind of sounds like a small number of ships. I feel like the name is probably not doing it justice, considering the fact that they're going to have fleet carriers, right? But
Yeah, it is a bit.
I guess that's all left to be said. I mean, we don't know what the limit on ships is going to be. Maybe it's going to be a dozen, maybe it'll be 20, maybe it'll be 100. It'll be very interesting to see how they do that and what changes they're going to make to the network architecture in order to support a squadron. Like, what happens when you want to have squadron meetings? Takes 3 hours to get everyone in the same instance? Ooh.
Josh, we don't talk about instancing.
Oh, right. No, that's not one of the rules of the Brocast. Never said we don't talk about instancing. Okay, moving right along. Squadrons, very cool feature. So multi-crew and Squadrons is going to bring more gameplay to groups, and that's really the whole point of it. And I think it's fantastic that they're implementing it. Let's talk about the next big feature, which is getting a major overhaul.
Quick for that one. On the subject of groups, they're going to have group missions available.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
group missions,
missions.
which we don't really know anything about. So it's a cool feature.
No,
Wing
but they'll be there.
missions. You know, we can speculate on that, but we have so many other things that we want to talk about, and time is short. So,
Chop chop.
Yes, chop chop. I think wing missions is a really cool feature. Let's very quickly go over the fact that they are doing a massive and complete overhaul of mining. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Mining is fun, guys. I mean, I don't know if you've ever done it. Compared to trading, I would rather mine than trade. Trading is just like back and forth and back and forth.
We have some extra info on that as well.
Oh,
because,
excellent.
They did say we're gonna get new kind of modules that are, specific to the
Mining
purpose for
kits.
mining
Yes.
and also, for example, for exploration.
Yes.
And I chimed in there and said, yeah, maybe that's gonna change, the roles of certain ships as well, because one is gonna be more suitable for a certain role and not anymore with that update. And Sandy actually said that, yeah, and there might also be more of those specific or limited slots in the future. Maybe the DBX or the Asp Explorer is gonna get scanner slots where you can only put certain modules in there, kind of like the Beluga has with passenger slots.
I'm glad you brought that up, Great Test, and I want to tell you why. Because while I was watching the presentation, I don't remember who it was that was speaking, but I took this note, I even underlined it. Roles of ships. They were talking about the Chieftain, and they mentioned its role, and this is something that Elite has not really had. It's something that I've said, oh, it would be really awesome if there were specific roles for ships, that there were specific type of ship kits or whatever. So it sounds like that's exactly what they are looking at doing now.
And I think that's what we've been seeing with the Beluga, like all the passenger ships.
Yeah.
Those were new ships. They got added later to the game, probably at a point where they already decided they want to go in that direction to have more role-specific ships. So they basically tested it and introduced it with those ships, and now they're going to expand on that and distribute those other roles like mining and exploration to the ships as well.
Yes, and I think that mining is really the one where, well, actually mining isn't the one where they started it. Passenger ships is where they started it, and the Beluga and the Dolphin and, the other
On that
passenger
note,
ships.
Keep in mind that our military slots recently have been moved to the optional internals as well, and that ties into that, I think, because we're also going to have military ships with military slots specifically.
Well, that is what they were saying of the Chieftain, and that's where the whole roles thing actually came up, is when they were talking about the Chieftain, they mentioned, oh, its particular role, and I was thinking, roles? Wait a second. Since when do ships have roles in this game? They're all just ships with the same slots. So if there are defining roles or defining slots on particular ships that make them, more capable of doing a particular function, that's going to be very interesting, because then we'll have like mining specific ships or ships that are multi-role. And with that, I hope that some ships, like the exploration type ships, actually get exploration roles and exploration kits, and that is part of what we're going to discuss right after we wrap up mining. So mining, we know that they are doing a major overhaul. There are going to be kits, like Grey Test just said, that are going to allow you to do certain things that are mining related, and the whole way that you mine is going to be changed. What they talked about during...
Careful there. To me, it sounded like there's going to be multiple ways in the future you can actually mine and get, minerals out of those asteroids.
But I don't think
Dynamite boy! Get your dynamite, boy!
Well, they did say like the Wild West gold rush. And
yes.
So I think basically what we're looking at is that you might find areas where instead of just each individual asteroid has a particular, and it's completely random, like this asteroid has this asteroid, one right next to it has this, you'll find like caches of asteroids. And maybe we'll
you kind
even
of have
see
to
a change
find your
to
way
that.
towards them, and then you have to try to strike the mother lode in the middle, like the one big asteroid with the best contents in there. And apparently, either that's what it sounded like to me. Either you'll be able to mine them like we can now, fire laser at it and stuff's gonna come off, or they specifically talked about a new option that you will actually be able to blow those up and then get like a lot of stuff from them.
Yeah, and I have a picture of that, which I'm going to bring up right here. This is it. It's a little small, but here, actually, I can make it bigger. Here, I'm going to put that picture up. This one was actually shown at the Frontier Expo. There it is. It's an entire asteroid getting destroyed. Now, it looks really cool. Oh, what the hell? That's weird. Hold on a second. Why did I land so far away from the star?
Sometimes you do.
The binary.
That's new.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's to stop 40%ing.
that's fantastic. So you don't end up going through its binary partner. Well, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Happy that that's actually
see it
a
too
thing.
often.
I never realized that before. Anyhow, looking at the picture that we have up on the screen here, let me just go ahead and re-engage.
My thinking is Scorpius.
You're oh, like
Yeah.
Scorpius isn't in here. Who are you talking to?
He's there in the chat.
In the chat. Thinking boulder damages, Charles McManamy. You know, it's very cool if maybe you'll be planting
Bye, Zach. Take
charges
care.
on them.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Bye.
Zach. Thanks so much, man.
See you, Zach.
Always
See you, Zach.
appreciate your love and on the Brocast. Take it easy, man.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be going to Pester Plater later, I expect.
Yeah, he's going straight to Sandy. You son of a bitch! I can't believe you told them all that stuff. This is why we don't let you drink anymore. God damn it, Sandy.
Your papers are not in order.
That was his hangover state in the morning, though, at the breakfast we had today.
This is your last chance, Sandy. It's your last chance. Screw up again and you're gone. Oh, that was the hangover conversation, hey?
Yep. Several of the FDF guys looked rather naked as well, like I did, or we did, played as well.
Yeah, probably me more than
They
most.
went. Some of them went partying hard, like 4 in the morning.
I was under NDA at PAX, so I'm not permitted to talk about how knackered they were in the morning.
They were very knackered.
I think we all were. The worst part was having to wake up at like 7 a.m. and get back on the show floor, though.
Tell me
Anyhow,
more about it.
let's not talk about PAX. Let's continue talking about the features that we're seeing. So mining, very cool. Lots of overhaul to the mining mechanics, new mining kits. And now let's go on to the topic that all of us here are most excited about. I'm sure all of us are most excited about. Well, maybe not Great-Test. I don't know. Great-Test, you're a rock rat, so maybe mining might be more exciting for you.
What are you talking about? Of course I'm excited about exploration.
Well, I know you are, but I was thinking maybe you might be more excited about mining.
I didn't do much mining. I did some mining when we pushed the Rock Rats faction in our home system because we have a nice pristine metallic ring right there.
Right.
But apart from that, I didn't do much mining.
So maybe
Rock
prefer
Rats
to shoot
aren't mining,
things.
Rock Rats are prospecting.
Well, you're
Gosh.
prospecting, and mining and prospecting, it's kind of like the same
I
thing.
do give you that. The new mining mechanics could be a lot more interesting for
Well,
me.
this is
because
what
if
I'm
you
saying,
actually,
like-
you know, fly into an asteroid belt and then you search around and try to find the direction where you get the best concentrations of what you want to have. That could be interesting, you know, like a trail.
Directional data scanner. Yeah, that would be
Yep.
interesting.
This is kind of why I was
Hotter,
thinking that
hotter,
you
colder,
might be
colder.
more excited
Yeah.
about it. But anyhow, let's talk about exploration. Exploration is getting
Charles
a...
McManamy says picnic benches.
Exploration is getting picnic benches, folks. That's
Yeah,
right.
picnic
We get
benches.
picnic benches. All different kinds of picnic benches, mind you. No, exploration is getting a lot of love. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be rolled out with the Q4 update. So we do have quite some time before this happens.
You'll have to live with those beige planets a little while longer. I'm
No,
afraid.
no, the beige planets are coming in
Yeah,
Q1.
Exactly.
We're getting
Are
those
they?
in Q1.
Oh.
So there is a major overhaul of the way that planets look, but this is going to be just the textures and colors. It's not going to be that final screenshot, which I don't have that one to show here. Oh yeah, I do actually. Here, let me get this screenshot up on the screen because this is just gorgeous. Hang on a second. It's in the different folder.
Yeah, while he pulls this up, everyone remember this is not an in-engine screenshot. This
No,
is 100%
it's concept.
art.
No, but we have seen in the past that their concepts are usually, like Josh says in his video,
Yeah.
their concepts are pretty close to what they come out
They
with.
are pretty darn close.
Because that's what they said as well. Those concepts are basically the benchmark. Those are the goal they want to get to, and they basically have to get there
Holy
because they want
crap.
to get there.
Frickin' hawk.
So at some point, I'm confident that we will have very interesting new.
Were you
concepts.
swearing at your own hawk, Josh?
Yeah, Clayton Craft joined the Hawk Flock. Thanks, Clayton, for giving me a heart attack and joining the Hawk Flock. Welcome. Okay, you know what? Unfortunately, I don't actually have
Welcome to
the...
the flock. Say
Oh.
what? You were expecting bullets?
That's great. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have I know this is ridiculous. I don't have the original image. All I have here is the image that I used for my video thumbnail. So I'll put this one up anyhow. You can still see it. There it is.
Evening, Giz.
Season 3 and beyond. That's the video that I put up last night. But you can see the planetary surfaces in this picture. So, and I kind of changed the contrast on it a little bit because I found it really accented. There's another hawk screaming. Robert Johnson joined the hawk flock. Thank you very much, Robert. My eardrums need replacing now. So you can see the planetary textures have changed in this, obviously. They said that there is new lighting effects that are going to be applied on planet surfaces.
It's a whole new lighting system.
Yes, and that's not just on planet surfaces. It's going to be in the whole galaxy. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that we're going to have multiple light sources? Please, please, I'm dying for multiple light sources. Like
multiple light sources. I feel like that might even change how the galaxy looks.
Absolutely, it's going to change how the galaxy looks. 100%, it's going to change how the galaxy looks.
Like I'm talking about, like the galaxy, like the bar you see out in the distance, like looking towards Sagittarius. Like, I feel like it's going to change the way that looks. It's going to change the way everything looks in the core. I feel like this is just a huge step forward in a more realistic direction for them, and I am so excited for it.
I've got to find it. I have the screenshot somewhere
of the planets. Hurry,
Where
get
is
the nice
it?
pretty colored planets.
They also talked about localized fog and water vapor.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, that was the new effects that I was talking about. Turgeon, can you find them and put them in admin, please?
And I'm already afraid
Shoot the bloody hawk.
Which? What? The pretty planets?
The picture of the pretty planets, and can you find the picture of the T9 that's floating in space as well? Because that shows off, I think that's the new lighting. That's what we're seeing, just flying around with like a nebula there. I want to show these to everyone who's watching right now. Which, by the way...
I'm already afraid to lose Mount Everest to this, but we'll see how that turns out.
I don't even care about Mount Everest.
Well, I do care.
Well, okay, sure.
I don't care that you don't care.
It's one mountain. There's a billion mountains out there that I'm sure we can find that are just like Mount Everest.
Yeah, but this one is mine, and nobody's like mine.
There are many planets
snowflake. You're such a special snowflake. It's my special snowflake mountain.
There are many mountains out there, but this one is mine. Yeah.
While Turgeon looks for those screenshots. While Turgeon looks for those screenshots, let me just say very quickly to everyone who's watching right now, thank you for joining in the Brocast. We still have another 15 minutes before the show's over, and I have a special announcement we're going to make in around 10 minutes or so. So make sure to stick around regarding next week's Brocast. In the meantime, my name is Commander Josh Hawkins. I'm joined by Commander Turgeon Starstone.
Hello. Look, you can't sort of say, can you find me some pictures?
Yes, he can't multitask. Okay. Commander Greytest is here.
Hello, Niam.
Yes.
Commander Shibuka.
Can't multitask.
Commander Shibuka.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah, there he is.
What? Who?
And we have a guest on right now, Commander Plater, if he's still alive and hanging in there as well.
Oh, I'm hanging.
You are watching the Brocast. This is a live show every Sunday from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find us here on my channel. Make sure right now to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you know when the show is coming back on live. But of course, you can always come back here every single Sunday. We usually play Elite Dangerous, and there's a lot of Elite Dangerous stuff that we talk about. But sometimes we play other space games as well, so we, mix it up. Lots of events. We do giveaways, all kinds of stuff. So if you're just joining in, this is your first time. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Leave me a comment if you're watching this afterwards. Make sure to leave a comment in the chat. Let me know what you think, if there's anything you'd like to see us do, and we will be more than happy to try and incorporate that in a future Brocast. Of course, there's lots to talk about. We're talking about Frontier Expo 2017, which wrapped up 2 days ago. There's so much stuff to discuss, like holy crap. And hopefully I don't have that. Oh yeah, I still have this screenshot up on my screen here, so I'm sorry about that here. Let me take that down. That's a screenshot from a video that I put up last night. If you want to get all the details in a 10-minute video, you can go watch that. It's up on my YouTube channel as well. But the discussion is much more fun, and the chat is very, very interesting, all the stuff that we're seeing in there. So, moving right along, as far as exploration, what else? Oh my god. Phenomenon and anomalies. These were the two words that were thrown out there during Frontier Expo as to what
We here have an
explorers...
opening and still singing down upon us.
Okay, so what could these be? I want to see your thoughts in the chat right now. What do you think these phenomenon and anomalies are? In my video...
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a prediction. We know that Guardians are coming back in season 3.
Yep.
We
In
have
some
an
form or
idea
another,
of
yeah.
where the Guardians are from.
They're
from a permit-locked sector. Starts with an R. I can't remember. Someone in chat will probably correct me. But the Guardian sites we've been finding basically build a line towards a permit-locked system. And these sites become more populated in one system. They're more common the closer you get to this system. And we think that Regor, R-E-G-O-R.
Okay, this is a very long thing here. Phenomenon.
I'm just
anomalies for explorers.
For explorers, you'll be able to find more Guardian sites and perhaps the Guardian homeworld.
Nah, screw that. I mean, okay, sure, but that's part of the narrative. That's not explorers. Explorers are going out into deep space. Shibuka. There's a great comment in there. Brother Sabathius, listen to what he says. Comets, accretion disks, and better solar flares. Better solar flares? Supernovas maybe, possibly. But I love the comets. This is something that Frontier has said that they are going to put in there. So comets would be amazing, because if they can find a way to make comets look different, you know, have a different variation of them, maybe we could track them, maybe we can get data on them, and that's going to go hand in hand with what they have said is going to be exploration toolkits as well, right? So just like mining, we're going to have kits for exploration. Maybe those will allow us to find some of these phenomena. I'm hoping that they incorporate some type of system like Eve has. Eve has a really cool system for tracking down like wormholes and spatial anomalies. I mean, what you find in there is you find wormholes into like wormhole space, and then you go in and there's all kinds of weird gameplay stuff in there. I don't think they're going to do that, but maybe these kits will help us track them down or narrow them down, or use some type of scanning system that gives us like actual gameplay that you have to work on finding these things. But
I would love to just have actual nebulae where you can fly into, and then your scanners completely freak out, you know?
Scanners would never freak out a nebulae in real science, though.
Yes, that's right.
Nebulae are way too diffuse for them to affect scanners. But if you had some type of anomalous
gameplay, you've got to have glowy green and blue clouds that you get lost in, and other people can't scan you.
So you're talking like Star Trek nebula, right? Like the
Of
ones
course,
with like
I wouldn't have a clue about that, but yes, that's exactly
the ones with like lightning bolts and stuff in them. That would be very cool. Yeah, sure.
Come on, we've played it in free space.
Space whales, yes, please.
Space whales.
How about caves? Can we just have caves?
Caves?
I'd like some caves.
Well, those would
caves
tie to the
with
new
minerals
surface
in.
features. Yeah, I would love those too.
And
but I don't know how capable that will be.
How capable it would be. Now, as far as exploration, there is something else that they mentioned, which was the in-game codex. Now, this is something that's going to go hand in hand with exploration, because it's going to keep track of all of your discoveries. Right now, I mean, I use, what the heck is it called? Planet, I can't even remember what the heck it's called anymore.
Captain's Log?
Captain's Log, thank you. Tracks all your planets and everything, but I mean, obviously with the addition of additional discoveries, I don't know how useful Captain's Log is going to be anymore. It just depends on how it looks in the game and what type of...
To me, it sounds like they do try to kind of incorporate all those features, at least some of the features that we currently cover with third-party tools, into the game in some form or another.
Well, you know what? I hope that they talked to the guys at Captain's Log, whoever developed it, and bring that into the game and give them some credit for it, because they did a fantastic job. Captain's Log is absolutely amazing.
But I do hope that they will at least talk to them and get some inspiration, you know, that they're not missing out on anything important.
The development they've done.
Same for the trading system. They said they're going to overhaul the information you can get from the galaxy map, or just from scanning nav beacons, from buying trading data at the stations.
Well, I mean, this is the
And
thing.
you're gonna get more precise information about the
Yeah.
market, so you can actually make profound decisions on where to buy, where to sell.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I think
right. That
I
was
said
another thing
about,
that they mentioned.
18 months or ago, I posted something on the forums about how you didn't actually need to have faster than light communication in a galaxy like this, because you've got people that are doing the faster than light travel. So all you'd need is a set of repeater beacons in each system that scanned a ship the moment it dropped into a system, and the ship talked to it and transferred data. So that would mean that the further away you got from mains populations, the more out of date that data would be, because there'd be less ship travel.
Hmm.
And the
I
closer
love
you
that
were,
idea.
the more up to date. But and it wouldn't require faster than light communications, just repeater beacons that shared data, so you could have
Then
new
again,
trade
if
data,
you go with that, then you
new criminal
couldn't have-
data, all of this
You
stuff.
couldn't have voice chat with people on the other end of the galaxy in the game.
I know, but that's because we're all synths. We don't exist.
I'm glad that you said one very key word there, Turgeon, because that's another thing that we didn't touch on just yet is criminal data. The crime and
Oh, yeah.
punishment
Oh,
system
yes.
is going to
Big
be
point, big
implemented as
point.
well. So this is something that was
Unless you're
mentioned.
Plato. Plato seems to be immune, don't you, Plato?
Trust me, I am not. I have stung hard because of that.
So the crime and punishment system that they mentioned, they basically specifically spoke of the authority ships having more bite. Now, I don't know what exactly that means. I know that in games like EVE Online, you have security for the different sectors that you're in, and if you do something bad, the system security basically shows up like immediately. There's like no delay on that. I don't know if that's realistic or if that's actually something that they're considering, but maybe high
Take it away,
security
Plater.
systems, they'll jump in. Oh, do we have news on this as well?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Plater, please tell us.
If it's
And
got,
Plater,
yeah, if it's got guns, it's up Plater's street.
Plater, I don't want to rush you or pressure you, but do it quick.
Okay. This is going to be intense. So, we're at Brocast with Sandy. He has told us that they will have teeth, and when he says have teeth, he means you will need to leave. You will not want to
Ooh.
stay around. You will get destroyed. You will get destroyed. No, you'll have a fight on your hands. This was you're going to get wrecked. And he's basically said that it's going to escalate a little bit like in Grand Theft Auto.
Kickoffs in GTA, brilliant.
So yeah, it will get to that point, and then suddenly you're done. Like at the moment, all ships, all NPC ships only have access to like grade 3 engineer mods. So I think they're basically give them everything we have access to, and you're going to be there, and there's going to be like 12 anacondas turn up. You're going to be screwed. That's what I'm assuming they're saying.
He
But
also said though that they are not going to be everywhere.
No,
they're kind of
they
a
shouldn't
special
be.
thing in certain areas, possibly. Yeah, and if they jump in, you want to get out of there, is what he said.
Well, you know what? That makes sense, because there should be, like in anarchy systems with no law, people should be able to go and do whatever the heck they want. There should be no authority, but depending on the level of system authority should depend on the severity or the bite that these authority ships have and what number of them
cuts
turn
both
up.
way, the anarchy systems, because if the Pilots Federation decided they really didn't like someone, they wouldn't give a stuff if you were in an anarchy system. They'd just follow you.
It should all have to do with system security, which means that we can have, possibly trade lanes that could be more secure than others, and if they do it right, basically in those systems you have less valuable stuff to go and purchase and trade. So if you want to actually make money, you have to go into the more dangerous or less security systems. That's really
the whole risk and reward thing is also a big part of this update. Because
Exactly.
Regarding those wing missions we talked about earlier, he also said, of course, they also gonna have like equivalent rewards at the end, because they will be hard. You're gonna need a wing with some good ships to do the hardest missions of those.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. And one of the things that I had speculated on, I really hope that we do see this, is like escort missions in a wing, where you get 3 buddies and you escort a large trade convoy, and if they don't make it, you don't make any money. So you better, and you can have like different difficulties depending on how well equipped you guys are, and you have to watch these guys, you have to jump with them. Maybe if they're doing like voiceovers, and in the video that they showed, by the way, they did show people talking into a microphone, so I'm assuming that they're going to add more voice into the game. Imagine that, a trade convoy, and you hear the radio chatter back and forth. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the old Wing Commander, that was the type of missions you could take. And one of the things I absolutely loved about it was listening to the space chatter between the convoy members, you know? It just adds such a nice ambient feeling to the game where you hear these spaceships talking to each other instead of just the, you know, there's a wedding happening in the space barge. Anyhow,
Tachyon with Bruce Campbell, of course.
We need to wrap this up. I'm sorry I didn't get to make it to that Thargoid site. It was like 20 million jumps away, but that's all good. We got to cover, I think, basically everything from Frontier Expo. If we missed anything, well, you know, if we missed anything, sorry, but we covered a lot today.
I'm sure we will talk about this stuff in the future again.
Yes, I'm sure that we will. So, I have an announcement to make. None of the bros have heard this yet either, so this is a big surprise for everyone. Next week's Brocast, we will be joined by Obsidian Ant. He is going to be a guest on our show. We're going to talk about his experience at Frontier. I know that he met with a lot of people there, and he and I were having a chat this morning. He had a great time. So we're going to get him on the show next week. I hope you guys will all come back and join us again. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we're going to quickly wrap this up. Normally I go through a roll call. There's like 350 people watching right now, so let's just get some salutes in the chat for a goodbye. And where am I getting married? I'm getting married to Obsidian Ant.
Yes, we can!
Let's get some salutes in the chat to say thank you guys all for joining us on the Brocast today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Shibuka, Great Test, Turgeon, as usual, it's a pleasure. Commander Plater, thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, and I'm sure that we will have you back on the show again in the future. Make sure to tune in next week when we will have Obsidian Ant joining us. Make sure also, if you'd like to, check out some of the other Brocast videos that are going to pop up right over here, and you can watch some of our previous shows where we talk about all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all next week, and can we get some Brocast music while we do this sign-off?
We've got some there.
Yeah, on the Brocast.
Just a short bit for you.
All right, guys. This is Commander Josh Hawkins signing off.